So thank you, first of all. So I want to tell a Go love story that why we use Go to implement this idea of fluid pull requests at Reviewpad. And before starting with that, I need to talk a little bit about pull requests. So bear with me. So for that, I brought Robin and Kat with me. So Robbie wants to contribute to a project that Kat is a maintainer. And what Rob does is what everyone does, or at least they try to. They open a branch, they create what they have to do. And then at the end, it comes a time where it needs to merge into main. And then when Kat comes in and says, wait a minute, we need to review those changes. So this kind of methodology is important for critical contributions from interested parties, and it's well known as open source projects, especially with the name of pull requests. We also use it inside our own companies, but it's well known at the open source community. So, and it's quite popular, as you can see in 2021, we got a lot of pull requests being merged. And the process goes like, you do whatever you want to do, then the CI triggers, you get a review, you get some feedback, and then you have to apply the feedback, and we enter a loop here until someone decides that it's good to go, and we get our approval, then it goes to merge, and that everyone is happy. And the problem here is that Robin goes through this process every time, regardless of the type of change it is. And we are unavailable the fact that Robin and Kat have been contributing and working with each other for some time. So this idea that all pull requests are the same can be actually be improved. For instance, this scenario where Robin is just trying to do some configuration change, why do we need a pull request? Maybe we can just go directly to main without a review. Another scenario where Robin just go and duplicates an API with some documentation or some warnings. Let's imagine why can it go to main, and then we can do a review afterwards. And then when it comes critical changes, then when we want to stop the process and say, okay, this is critical, we need to have very good review here. And maybe instead of just asking one guy, we can ask two people for them to get their own approval. So this idea of full pull requests is that all that I just said could be defined in predefined rules, and we can apply those rules into our own process and minimize the time. That's where we came with the Reviewpad, which is done on Go, and it's full open source, and that's where we can define all these ideas of what are the rules for our team. So here's how we could work with this terminology. Behind this is Go, of course. Then you can, for instance, if my changes are all on Markdown files, I want to merge my pull request right away, so no review. If, for instance, my author actually is considered a new joiner could be someone that has at least 10, that didn't do 10 PRs like Spotify does. I want to assign a reviewer from my tech leads. And then, for instance, if I want to get some compliance, make sure that my pull request has a link and issue, I can confirm that and make sure that the user gets notified as soon as possible in order to iterate on that. And then we can do some more incredible things. I want you to look at the line at the top where we have an annotation saying that it's critical, saying that every time someone changes that function is critical. If the function is critical, if my code touches a function that has this annotation, then I want to trigger my pull request review that is for critical changes. Like I want to assign a label, or I want someone from the tech list to review it, and I want to notify John, which is the tech architecture. Okay, we had a talk this morning about reducing cognitive load from Ferreira, and I want to show how we could do that with this terminology. So here's how we could look into line of sign and make sure that if someone uses a lot of tabs, so it means that we have a lot of loops between each other, or if and else, we can actually send a warning to the user. For instance, our error validation, making sure that they don't use string contains for errors or equals, but they use error is. And last one, the mysterious Boolean, making sure that no more than one Boolean is used in the function signature. Yeah, that's pretty much it, how we could use to make our lives easier on pull requests. Thank you all.
Thank you.